What is up YouTube, SwanseiiMoto here, and today I'm going to do a test ride review of the 2016 KTM RC 200. Let's get rolling. I'm already on the bike and let's heat it up a bit. Okay, so yeah, first thing you'll notice is that it might be a bit tall if you're sitting around the back, so you have to scrunch up a little forward so you can get the right seat height for the shorter lot of you all. And so yeah, I'm just gonna get started right away. Wow, is that the radiator? Oh, it's a little kid out there. Okay, let's go. Why am I fumbling around with the gears? Okay, so 2016 RC 200. Okay, great. How do I... Okay, excuse me. Oh my goodness. How do I get down from this? Oh my god. If it was my Himalayan, it would be so much easier. Yeah. Not a good start to the video, is it? Let me just skip it over to... it's too high. Oh, finally, a place where I can get down. Okay, I finally found a way to get down. So first of all, you'll notice that the mirrors are totally off. Okay, that's better. And you also notice that the seating position is like, oh my goodness, the shitting position. Goodness, the seating position is very like leaned forward and like it's really gonna kill your back and your wrist. Trust me, you won't be able to ride this for 30 minutes if it's your first time without having some sort of backache and wrist pain. You know, your wrist hurting. Okay, so about its handling. This bike is so... Okay, I'm not gonna say nimble because I say nimble or flickable in almost all of my videos. And let me just say that you know, to know how well this bike handles, you're gonna have to like sit on it and ride it yourself, because like, let me tell you, this bike is so damn nimble. Again, I said it again, never mind, I'm just gonna say it. This bike is freaking nimble, and cornering on this is super fun, man. A really good thing about this bike is that it's very... Oh goodness, the brakes are screeching, must be dirty. So yeah, a really good thing about this bike, since it's a 200 and the compression ratio of the engine is a lot lower compared to the RC 390, and it's a smaller displacement engine, this thing doesn't, you know, have as much vibrations as the 390s. Let's talk about the engine, and we'll get to demonstrate it a bit in a while. The engine is a 200cc motor. I'm not exactly sure what the exact cc, you know, the exact engine capacity of this bike is, but goodness, brake screech. I'm not sure exactly what the engine capacity is, you know, that 1.9, or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. I'll put them up in the screen. And this bike is you know, 200 cc's basically. It has 25 horsepower and has 19 newton meters of torque. I'm not exactly sure what's 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 and stuff like that. I just know it's like freaking fast and it can scare the crap out of you. Does it say go straight or go left? I'm not exactly sure. Okay, now when I talk about the mid-range, this is what it exactly is. Woo-hoo! So yeah, this thing instantly went to 70s, man. And the thing about this engine is, like, it does not want to go slow at all, man. I mean, I have a hard time, like, you know, going at a, you know, chilled pace. And every time I'm like tempted to go fast. So yeah, and to complement this bike's massive mid-range speed, the bi-brace at the front, which is a 4-pot caliper, I think. It's a 300 millimeter front disc, and it's kind of big, I'd say, and it does an excellent job at stopping the bike when you need it to. Although I don't really make full use of it, because you know, I get scared of getting the, you know, I get scared of locking the front brakes. Sorry, locking the front wheels. I don't know what's going on with me today. So yeah, I get scared of locking the front wheels, but this thing will stop when you want it to. The bite on this is like exceptionally good, and with its light weight, which is 154 kgs, and that's pretty light in comparison to other bikes, this thing has really good stopping power. I mean, I was riding this bike last night before when I went to pick it up, and you know, like, I did a mini stoppie that, you know, there's stoppies that MotoGP racers do where their rear tire lifts a bit. Yeah, the same thing happened when I was trying to stop at a speed breaker. It was like, I was like really awestruck by the brakes. The tires are, you know, they do a mediocre job. I haven't really been able to, you know, exploit the lean angle of this bike, although trying to lean this bike is really fun. Oh goodness, my neck hurts. Yeah, that's the effect of the aggressive ergonomics. So yeah, the tires, I haven't been able to exploit it, and so I don't know the limits of this bike. The tires, they're MRFs, but the rear does tend to slip every now and then. So, you know, when you're on gravel roads, you gotta be careful. And I try to go as slow as I can, even though this thing always tempts me to go fast, because I don't want to, you know, low side on this bike, because that would be terrible. Plus, it's not my bike. Also, the suspensions are really stiff, and like I said, I'm not the best at telling the difference between suspensions. Okay, police, they always make me nervous. So yeah, I'm not the best at distinguishing suspensions, but I for one know that this thing is like freaking stiff. So you know, going over potholes will be a nightmare. Okay guys, so like I'm gonna go find a place to do a walk around, and I don't think this is a good place at all. So let me just get out of this rut so I can talk about this bike a little bit, and I'll see you in a bit in the walk around place. All right? Okay. Oh, that was close. I'll see you guys in the walk around place. All right, finally found a nice spot near these abandoned buildings to, you know, do a quick walk around. So yeah, the 2016 KTM RC 200. You have the instrument cluster here. The really cool thing is the bike is actually on, and it stays switched off until you turn the kill switch on. So that's really cool, so you don't get confused. The instrument console tells you the side stand. I don't know if you can see it properly, but apologies if you can't. It shows the side stand is down. It has the engine heat meters. It shows in bars the fuel indicator as well. You have the odometer. You have the gear indicator. The RPM is on the top. The speed indicator is, you know, the speedometer is in the very center, so you can just tell. It tells the average kilometers, average liter per 100 kilometers, and all that stuff, which is pretty cool actually. A lot of information given on this, you know, instrument console. There are some lights as well, which I'm not sure what they do. What else? You know, the seat out here is like freaking hard. I don't even know if this cushioning does anything, but the pillion seat is a lot softer. They even have a grab rail for a pillion, so they don't have a problem with it. Speaking of pillions, what I really like about this bike is that you can make sure they don't get on it. So you can actually remove these pillion foot pegs and also make your bike lighter. Then what else does this thing have? The really cool thing about this bike is that the, you know, the button console or button panels, I don't know, basically the buttons, they light up. These you know, these symbols that shows you if it's on high beam or low beam, pass lights, left and right, all that stuff, they light up, so you can see it even in the dark. They turn on after the parking light. Let's turn this off to conserve batteries. The head has projector headlamps. So yeah, I was surprised that these headlights look like freaking big in person. I mean, in the pictures they look so small, but yeah, it's a lot bigger than it looks. And these lights look really mean. It's kind of like subjective thing, but I really like how it looks. They also have done a really smart thing with the mirrors. The mirrors are quite sharp and edgy. The newer models, the 2018 lot will have a different one, but I like these one better because they're sharp and edgy. They also have the indicator. They also have, you know, the left and right turn signals integrated into these mirrors. So it has this really sleek design. Then let's look at the front brakes, which is totally leaned over. So yeah, the front brakes is bi-brace with, I think, a 4-pot caliper or something like that, and 300 meters diameter. And this thing has a really strong bite, man. Like I said, it almost did a stoppie on me. Thankfully, I didn't fall or roll over. You know, basically low-sided. And yeah, the fairing is like big. I didn't face too much problems with the heat. Yeah, either I was riding it really slow, or the fairings did a really good job of not toasting my legs. Suspension is 10 levels adjustable at the rear. I'm not sure about the front. And basically, yeah, that's it for you guys. Oh, one important feature on this bike is the barbecue grill there. I think you can fry about 2 big chicken legs, and they're removable, so you can use them later on. At the very point here, you can leave the mudguard on and not the barbecue grill. It looks horrible. I don't know why they even put that there, but yeah, I know, sorry God, it's a useful feature. So anyways, yeah, those are most of the noticeable features that I can remember. 10-liter fuel tank should get you well around the city. Long rides, I wouldn't recommend this bike at all for long rides, because, like, seriously. I don't want to deal with the back pain. So let's get on to conclusions. I'll take this way. So yeah, I mean, like, what I can tell you about this bike is that this bike gives a whole new meaning to the word backache. Because seriously, my shoulders, my wrists, my back, they hurt, man. You cannot tell it from the picture. All you see in the pictures are, like, you know, cool guys, like really cool guys riding around a small, cool sport bike. But trust me, they're in some level of pain initially. You do tend to get used to it, because my friend told me that he can ride on this on his KTM RC 390 for like 8 hours straight. So I'm thinking it's a thing you get used to. But yeah, on longer rides, whether you can ride on it all day or not, you still wouldn't last as long as you would on cruiser bikes. So if you're gonna buy this bike, you have to keep that in mind for sure. Other than that, this thing rides like a charm. I mean, the ride experience on this bike is so beautiful. When I was just test riding it last night, I don't know, man, it felt so like, I mean, the way you can lean this bike, the way that it accelerates at mid-range, it's so freaking, everything is in sync and made for the track. And you know, if you can find a place where you can exploit that, that would be beautiful, man. And let me put the visor down. So yeah, I, you know, can't tell you how good this bike actually is. I mean, it's kind of a curse if you ride it on a day-to-day basis, but for that one moment where you can finally exploit it in a corner, where you can finally, you know, accelerate in that power band in the apex, you won't find anything, you know, you won't find any machine better to do that on. This is the perfect bike for those who are looking to get into track racing. And KTM or other reviewers, you know, I can understand why they say that this bike is too beautiful. And even even the cool thing is that Power Drift itself, they say that the KTM 200 in terms of performance is better than the 390 because I mean, even Power Drift said that KTM 200 in many aspects is better than the 390, and I can see why. I've ridden a 390 once before, and it was okay. It wasn't, you know, I don't remember too much of I don't remember how I rode the bike or how it was, you know, how it was exactly, but the 200, it's making a really lasting impression on me. And my back hurts, so I'm gonna just stand up here and let it rest. Oh God. Whew. So guys, that's all I have for you today. And one special notification for you all is that this bike is actually up for sale. It's only ridden like 4,500 kilometers till date. My friend actually, when he bought this RC, he only rode it for like 2 months before he, you know, Atsanak decided to go to the UK. So, you know, after he went, he didn't have enough time to sell it, so he went to UK for a year or two, and he finally came back, and now he's still trying to sell this bike. And if you guys are interested in buying this bike, I'll post his contact details down below, so you can contact him there. Otherwise, there'll be an ad on Hammer Bazaar as well, so you can if for some reason you can't contact him in the details down below, then Hammer Bazaar is always there. Anyways, let me know what you think of this video in the comments down below, and give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't forget to share it. Subscribe to my videos, because I've got videos coming up. And that's it for now. Let me get past this truck, and like I was saying, that's it for now. SwanseiiMoto out.